Hello, Leslie, love. Raven's being mean to you, Moya. Oh. Raven, what did she do to you? Raven, how has Moya upset you? So let's have a look. I'm going to start off with England. Now, we might have elections this year, not unless it gets kicked into next week. Hello, Nikki. Is M on the list? We're going to be having a look at who Jane Doe 107 is. It's meant to be somebody who's outside of the US. Hello, Paula, love. How are you doing? Jacob Rees-Mogg is a Gemini. Is he now? That makes sense, actually. You see, I'd have said, oh, Capricorn. Terrible at guessing star signs. But once I know the star sign, I'm like, oh, actually, that makes more sense. You did nothing. Of course you didn't. 29th of May. Okay. Clinton as well. We might have a look at Bill Clinton. But I think Andrew's lawyered up to the hilt. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? How are you, Janine, as well? Tonight, for once, I am innocent. Uh-huh. Oh, dear. Okay, so let's have a look and see where we're going with the UK. And I might do, I'm going to do a spread on Rishi Sunak. And then I'm going to do a spread on Keir Starmer. Just because we can. And then we're going to Northern Ireland. Hi, Myra. Thanks for dropping on in. Appreciate that. Hyatt Hotels. Okay. 9 of Cups. It's an interesting start to the year. England celebration. I mean, that could be what's just happened with like the big party they have in London, the big parties. But we'll keep going. Here we go. This is a bit more. A bit more like it. A lot of people are still, well, they'll just be going back to work this week. There's a sense of the government feeling like they have got this like boon for some reason. But the 4 of Cups seems like they are going to have to listen to some things that they are not feeling very much like listening to. They're receptive, but only because of being forced to. The 8 of Pentacles is in reverse. So something doesn't work with the politicians, the English politicians. Now that can be everything. We have got local councils. So in America you have like states and then counties, don't you? And I don't know if like the state would like be kind of like England instead where you're like a kingdom, and then the county would be like the region. So I'm in Northumberland, so it'd be Northumberland County Council. And a lot of the councils are getting money stopped, go and bust. Things are not working. I wonder if not working can mean we're going to get a lot more strikes as well. The Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords in reverse. There's going to be some frustrations around legal issues. There's going to be some frustrations around financial issues as well. There's going to be some big promises that are not delivered on with regard finance with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They are going to be telling tall tales and not be able to deliver on their promises. We've got the Strength card coming in. Now, the Strength card can show that there is a force of strength, but it can also relate to a Leo. Let me just have a look at the Leo. Have we got anyone who's a Leo apart from Hugh Edwards? Not necessarily. No, he's the only Leo I think I can see. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. It's going to be a bit of the first half of the year, guys. It's coming out of that Christmas glow, isn't it? Coming back to work, back to it. And it's no good. It's no good. Towards the summer, we might be hearing something about Hugh Edwards. We might be getting told we've got the... Or we might be getting told we need to just kind of buckle up and be strong and defiant through things. But again, there's more reason not to party. I don't think any of these cards have been upright apart from Strength. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we have got some issues with Pentacles ladies. We have got Kemi Badenoch, who is a conservative politician. Okay. Someone's walking away. The Magician in reverse. This isn't good, guys. The Two of Swords, forced hands, and the Page of Swords. Chatter, gossip, charging on in, making a big show of things. Okay. The Three of Cups is in reverse. The Three of Cups is definitely a time of unease, a time of people not getting on. We're going to have issues within politicians, I mean, that's nothing new, but it's going to be noticeable this year. They've been a bit too much at the buffet table, and everyone's going to see exactly where they're bulging out of their clothes, if you know what I mean. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This can well be a Capricorn or an earth sign woman. The only one I can suggest who is here is, of course, Kemi Badenoch, if we're talking about politicians. We've got the Eight of Cups, which is walking away, making a tough decision and walking away. Is she going to quit? She could well quit. We could have an earth sign woman, potentially from the current government, walking away and quitting. We have the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse is very kind of like They say they're going to bring things to the table. They say they're going to bring things out, but they don't. It sounds very on brand for a politician. It sounds very on brand for politicians. We have got the Two of Swords, which means a decision is going to be made for them. A decision is going to be made for them. So with regards to that, I feel like the general elections already being decided by these guys' actions. And then we have got the Page of Swords upright. And the Page of Swords runs in and makes a bit of drama and is very big on the promises, but probably a bit low on delivering. So whoever this is, don't believe everything you are getting told by some people, because they're not the be all and end all. Now, whether this is Labour, Lib Dems, Reform, whoever it is, they don't come in with an energy of a statesman. They come in and with more of an energy of disruptive point scoring. So they have none of that grace that we like to think our politicians have. And very few do have that kind of grace. So it's a mixed bag this year. A very mixed bag. Let me just have a look, see if there's anything else. The Three of Cups as well. I wonder if something's going to happen at a festival or a big party. Something of significance then. The Magician in reverse as well, you know. I wonder if there's going to be a big scandal with drugs, or there's going to be a huge thing with drugs this year, like beyond what we normally see. There's going to be something huge with drugs this year. So it's either going to be the politicians, or it is going to be a massive, like, Europe-wide, well, Britain-wide drugs bust, certainly England. Okay. And there's going to be decision made. There it all starts. Everyone feels great. It's 9 of Cups cards. You know, you're a little bit smug, a little bit overfed. And then down we go. But we have got a Leo. So I wonder if that is Hugh Edwards. I was weird, you know. I was just like, why am I thinking Hugh Edwards? There is a reason, like, my spidey sense is thinking Hugh Edwards. I wonder if he's going to try and come back this year. I wonder if he's going to write in a book or something. Okay. Let me do what's his socks. Rishi. How's Rishi's year's going to go? And then we're going to look at Keir Starmer, and then we're going to look at, I don't know, Farage maybe? How does that sound before we move on? Even if Nigel says... Are we having a Bojo conversation? You can have a look into Bojo as well. Hello, Big Love. Let's have a look and see what's happening for Sunak. Now, interestingly enough, he wouldn't come across as the emperor, even though he's in charge, because we have a head of state who is the king, so he would be the emperor in this setting. He is a Taurus, though, so he could come through as the Hierophant. However, he could more likely come through as the King of Pentacles. Okay, let's have a look. So let's start off. Rishi Sunak's 2024. Let's have a look. The world. Okay. He has refocused his mind on the possibilities of what can be, of new starts. He's definitely looking beyond our borders at the start of this year. He's definitely re-envisaging himself as, maybe he's thinking of where he can go next, what he can do next, maybe when his time comes to be out of office. Or maybe it's something to do with what he's planning to do with his office of Prime Minister. Crossing over the Seven of Wands. Defense. Okay. There's definitely a looking at defense in his agenda straight away. Something's happened. That's interesting. Why is he thinking about looking at defense? Oh, I've got 2 cards. Fair enough. He's hopeful. He's very hopeful. He wants to shine bright. He wants to be the best in class, but we have got the strength in reverse as well. There's a weakness here. He's got some major things on his mind. The 5 of coins in reverse underneath him. He's worried about, he's concerned about being put out to pasture before he thinks is his time, his prime. There's issues with finances here. And here we have the Hermit, who is a Virgo, who comes crashing on in to cause him some dismay. Starmer's going to be a bone of contention for Mr. Sunak next year. Ten of Cups in reverse. 2 of Pentacles, that's very on brand. Judgment card. How's he leaving 2024? Loss of control. Giving and taking, and you've took too much. There's something going on with defense. They can't fund it properly. There's something going on with defense. Like, they're not being able to fund it or find the money for it. And there is a definite threat. And he is concerned around this because he wants to make a big noise about it. And he knows it's going to be very damaging to him if this gets out. Seems to me like something happens because Starmer is in the negative in his cards. Starmer comes in and disrupts for Rishi. The Hermit is in reverse. This is Starmer going after Rishi. He's really going to go for it this year. I know Starmer seems very mild-mannered and stuff, but nah. The Judgment card is what he's worried about is being judged. And then there's give and take out of sync there. Oh, Rishi. Let's have a look at Starmer. There's a Virgo. There's going to be a Virgo. It could be Starmer. I'm guessing Starmer's probably it could be Cleverly. It could be Grant Shapps. Grant Shapps is the defense secretary, isn't he? So I wonder if Grant Shapps is going to do something completely stupid. I mean, it's more likely to be Starmer, but sometimes the enemy from within can be the worst thing, can't it? Let's have a look at what's his socks. Let me turn that around. Let me shuffle these back in. What was their socks called? Let's have a look at. Hello, Wise Angel Love. Let's have a look at Starmer. Now, Starmer is a bit of a controversial figure here as well. He's a bit of a numpty, to be honest. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Let's have a look at Starmer. So the central thing for Starmer this year is what? Death in reverse. I know he looks like the most bland, banal thing on the earth, but this guy is, I mean, if you want to burn everything down, you're nigh on a revolutionary. And the Eight of Pentacles crossing over. There's a link here with the countries. There's somebody's not working, somebody's not doing something. And I don't know whether it's people have been slacking too much off within the Labour Party, because they have been in opposition for a long time now. They're going on over 10 years, isn't it? But he's ready to burn everything down. I wonder if that's something within his party. I wonder if he's going to reshuffle some things. I wonder if Angela Rayner's going to get booted. This guy he's not as bland as he likes to make out. He's going to take a risk this year. Now, that's a kind of good thing, because the risk is in reverse. It's not going to pay off. It's going to be a bigger risk. Mr. Slow and Steady wins the race is kind of going to break out of his little grey suit this year. He wants to move on. He wants to move on. He wants to change the agenda. He wants to keep pushing. Somehow he doesn't feel like he's doing just quite enough. He wants to be secure in knowing that the next election will be his. We have the devil leaving this obsessional. I know he doesn't look like a revolutionary. I know he really doesn't. But he's a kind of a Trojan horse character, is Starmer. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He is onto them, and the Five of Swords surrounding him. There is something going on with the government and money, and Starmer knows more about it. King of Wands. Okay, this is interesting. He wants to do a deal with somebody, an air sign. And there we have Temperance in reverse as well. He kind of wants to start something new. He wants to kind of like break a few eggs here. He's hoping to go with a fire sign male. I don't mean So I don't mean as in, well, you never know. I mean, but we're talking about politics, aren't we? So Humza Yousaf in Scotland is an Aries, and interestingly enough, that's a fire sign. So he could be wanting to do a deal with the Scots. Labour would need to win Scotland to gain power. They would need the Scottish seats, more Scottish seats. So I wonder if he's going to try and do a deal with Humza Useless. Who else have we got? Nigel Farage. I can't see Farage or I can't see Farage or who else? Suella Braverman doing any deals with him. Braverman's a woman for a start. Piers Morgan. And the worst one is Tony Blair. He wants to be like Tony Blair. I wonder if he wants to get Tony Blair on side a bit more. Let me just finish my Lucozade. Temperance in reverse. He's going to make a mess. Neither of these two men look like they're having the brilliant, most amazing 2024. Neither of them do. Let's see. Let's have a look at Farage, and then we'll move on to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland's complicated as well. Now, Nigel Farage is a what you call him? He's an Aries as well, so he would come out as Wands or the Emperor. But let's have a look. There's rumours that he might join the Tory party, but I can't tell you. Like, I never thought I'd say this because I dislike them both, but Sunak is probably, they're both equally awful, to be honest, but one is more little just Pip Sunak. Let's have a look at Aries. At Nigel Farage's, yeah, because there's all kinds of rumours about Farage, whether he's going to go, and because he's not the leader of the Reform Party, but he's like the honorary president or something. Richard Tice is the leader of the Reform Party. Temperance in reverse. He's letting his emotions and ego go a little bit unchecked, and it's kind of jading his current vision of himself, which is weird because I usually think like he's an Aries, so like, and the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. Okay. I've just got to tell you what I see. Somebody is setting up Mr. Farage, but Mr. Farage thinks he is onto them, so he's trying to play games. Now, the Five of Swords and the Devil, this could be something to do with his personal life. This could be something to do with what's happened with the banks last year, and there might be something more going on with that. However, he's up against it. He really is, with the devil above him. I mean, he's possibly the most aggrieved man in British politics, but there are actively people going after him, like fifth columners type thing. He thinks he's like, haha, he thinks he's got their cards marked. But I think there's a little bit of ego, which is all right because he's an Aries. You know, it's a very kind of like thing. I think he's a good politician, but at the end of the day, he's like be able to read people. But I don't think he's quite with all together of what he is up against. I think there's something going on in his personal life. Oh, okay. I wonder if he's having a Saturn return or something in his chart. I think there's definitely something going on in Nigel's personal life. But beyond that, I do think there is something else going on with regards to who he thinks he's up against. And he thinks he's playing them a good game. But when you've got the devil over you, that position, it's who he's dealing with. It's external to him. You can see the energy he has got around him, and that's not good for anyone. What he wants to do is be a bit of the man of the people, show some benevolence around the place. We are going to be getting mixed messages coming from Nigel Farage's camp. Is he going to run? Isn't he going to run? There is purposefully some confusion, I feel. And this could be what this is. Is he going to be in with reform? There was talk of him last year going with the Tories. Is he going to do something completely new? He's trying to distract from something. The Nine of Swords is stress. Something else is going on with Mr. Farage, I'm telling you. The Six of Swords. Now, this is in reverse, so it's either he doesn't want to move on or it's forced to move on, an unwanted journey. The Nine of Wands, boundaries. So there's a feeling here that he has been somewhat battered. And then we have the High Priestess, that passive energy, that intuition energy. So it means that there is a lot of noise going on from Mr. Farage right at this moment. But when it comes to it, he does have a good antenna, he's good at reading people. He knows when to act and when not to act. And he just needs to get away from this noise and we get back to his antenna. So I think we're going to have a big year for Nigel, but I see it more into the second part of the year, if that makes sense. Like, it's almost like it's going to come out of nowhere. He's got one of these people who just knows when to act, if you know what I mean. Is the devil out for Nigel? Yeah, basically it's somebody who's like a repressive energy on him. Okay, let's do Northern Ireland. Enough of England. Let's do Northern Ireland, and then let's get on to Jane Doe, and then we'll do Prince Andrew. Oh. Let me put these away. We shall do Northern Ireland. So, Michelle O'Neill, right? Michelle O'Neill is technically Northern Ireland do not have a leader at the moment. There's some drama happened over in Stormont last year, but one of the bigger parties of Northern Ireland is Sinn Féin, which are Irish Republicans. So yeah, she attended the King's coronation, which is actually quite good because you don't need a history lesson off me. Yeah, basically they were the political wing of the IRA. They don't take their seats in the UK Parliament, nope, but they turn up for a coronation for a king, which I find interesting. So she's the figure I find the most interesting, basically because of that very reason. And I also think she's got quite one of the largest majorities, and she's the leader of Sinn Féin in Northern Ireland as well. So she's a Capricorn, so she could come out as the Queen of Pentacles or the Devil card, but not necessarily the Devil card. I try to kind of keep it to sensible things because we don't want to offend the Capricorns. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Larry is a Libra. Let's have a look at Northern Ireland. 12 cards for Ireland. 1. Queen of Pentacles, straight away. She's there. 2. Temperance, moderation. 3. The Devil in reverse. Okay. 4. Inheritance. 5 of Swords. 7 of Wands. Ace of Wands. Let me just pull all these cards out. 2 of Cups. Ooh. Okay. Queen of Cups. Interesting. We have a few things here that we have the Queen of Pentacles. So straight away, you are looking at potentially some news coming up January, March, February time regarding Michelle O'Neill. We have Temperance. So it's going to seem quite like a hopeful time, quite creative time, quite a calm time. And then we have the Devil in reverse. So something is going to kick off in Northern Ireland, sadly. Something is going to be, there are going to be some hostilities. There's going to be something involved. There's going to be a scandal of sorts. It's an inherited scandal. We have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is the card of inheritance. It's also the card of rest, or putting things into the church, or time out, or in my case, every reader's different. It's my death card when it's in reverse, but it's not in reverse. But there is going to be something to do with inherited things that are passed down the line. Now, people's political opinions, their personal beliefs, their religion is something that can be inherited. It's pretty normal these days to have it, like, your beliefs passed down the line. The Five of Swords is in reverse. Somebody is going to get shown in Northern Ireland as being disrupted, corrupted, and it's going to surprise and shock a few people. Now, there's a lot of mistrust on either side. Historically, I don't know what it's like now, but historically there's a lot of mistrust on either side, and this is coming into the summer. There is oh my goodness, I worked in Northern Ireland for a bit. I was over there for it. I forget, it's June or July when they have the bonfires. So basically, the loyalists in Ulster have put big bonfires up. And at the top of the bonfire, they put like effigies of the Pope, whatever. So there could be something happening with over in Northern Ireland with that. And do you know what's just come to me? I know we were talking about the Pope dying yet last night, but this could be something figuratively happening in Northern Ireland. Sometimes visions aren't meaning necessarily something happening to the Pope. It could be something around, something happens around, it's the Battle of the Boyne. I forget what they actually call those things. What do they call it? Battle of the Boyne. And I forget what they call the day. They've got a specific day for it. Seven of Wands. There is some heating up, some trouble. There is going to be some issues with people. We have got the Ace of Wands. I wouldn't be surprised in Northern Ireland if there was something started, some pride started, because we have a separation here. I wouldn't be surprised if there are something like riots or renewed hostilities between the old fractions, as it were, because we have the Six of Wands in reverse as well here. So it's going to be a big year for Northern Ireland that way, I feel. I hope not, but this is what the cards are saying. The Queen of Cups is in reverse. The Queen of Cups is, of course, it can be a water sign woman. It can literally mean, when we're talking about countries, the sea. But this could be a water sign woman who is in Irish politics that I am not aware of, having a scandal brought about her. I forget what she was called. Was it Arlene Foster? Five of Cups, loss, regrets, and the Hanged Man. It's going to take time. There's going to be some lessons learned this year in Ireland regarding the politicians. I feel like there's going to be some stoking of some old divisions. I don't think this will necessarily come from politicians, though, because from what I see, especially the Republican elements are kind of trying to be more, let past bygones be bygones in a sense. I mean, turning up. But this is Northern Ireland. This is Northern Ireland. We're going to have a look and see what's happening in the Republic after we get to Wales and Scotland. So I'm going to do Scotland next. That's what I see for Northern Ireland. Let's have a look at Scotland. Now, person of note is Humza Useless in Scotland. It'll be interesting if the Capricorn card comes up for him. No, Capricorn, the Hermit comes up for him, because it would help understand, make sense of Keir Starmer's spread. Let's have a look at Humza Useless. Yeah, it's I think that's going to be part of the Southern Ireland read. The so Humza Useless is an Aries, so he could come out as the Emperor. He recently went behind the back of the British government and had a meeting with the Erdogan of Turkey, and apparently talks about Gaza and Palestine and all that stuff. So let's have a look at Scotland, land of my forefathers. Let's have a look. The Emperor in reverse. Oh, Humza's not going to have a good year. No. The Emperor in reverse. Keep an eye out for something about Humza Useless this coming next few months. I would say this month. There's going to be something about him, and he's not going to like it. He's really not going to like it. No way. So he thinks it's a kind of one-man show. This is all egotism with him. He thinks it's a one-man show, but yeah. Oof. I wonder if he's got himself in a bit of trouble. There's the Hermit in reverse. The Seven of Swords. He is in a fair amount of trouble. The Seven of Swords shows that there has been some espionage. There has been something around him. I bet his bushes move at night. Do you know what I mean? Now we have the ninth card, the Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit in reverse, it's looking to me like there is a deal with Starmer, but Humza Useless isn't necessarily going to get in on it, because there's this negative energy with Starmer, because Starmer is in reverse. So they may be talking about it, but will it come to pass? He definitely sees himself as the Emperor rather than just the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. The Foundation, the Four of Wands in reverse. And we have the Lovers. Let's have a look who's a Gemini here. Don't think there's anyone who's a Gemini. It could be Corbin. Just saying. The Four of Wands. The Foundation. There's something icky at the centre of Scottish politics. Humza really thinks he's that man, that boy. He thinks he's like beyond everyone else. He really, really does. He really, really fancies himself. Sorry if you're a Scottish fan of him. I don't mean to be that one. It's just because he's got the Emperor in reverse, and he is not in control of anything. The Hierophant in reverse. He wants to tear things down. There is going to be some issues with tradition and legacy in Scotland. There's maybe something about the universities in Scotland, maybe the NHS, law, all of those big bodies. There's going to be issues with them throughout the year, and it's going to be a real pain in the neck for him. Very foundations of the union, everything like that, that he is going to cause. I don't think he's going to break up the union. I just think he's going to make a fool of himself, because if he was going to do that, the Emperor would be upright, because he'd be achieving an objective that he wants to achieve. And then we have Gemini card, the Lovers. And we have the Tower. The Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, Justice, and Risk. Okay. I think Starmer wants to go it alone. No, Starmer wants to get Humza Useless on side. Humza Useless is going to have a hell of a year. Scotland is going to have a hard year, man. With this Tower card there, I hate to say this, but there's going to be something happens in Scotland, whether it be floods, rain, or something, some natural disaster, which can only be described as an act of God, is going to be happen in Scotland. I don't know what it is, though. I can't necessarily see that. I can just see what the cards present. It could be a massive storm. It could be a flood. It could be a lightning strike. It could be something to do with it. I mean, terrorism, but I don't know, man. It just feels more like an act of God rather than that. The Hanged Man is there, so there's going to be like a learning moment. There's going to be plenty time to sit and reflect after it. Queen of Pentacles, there's some money coming in for that, and I feel like if he tries to start to get another referendum thing going this year, it's going to fail again. He will say this is for justice. There's something coming this year where he comes out and says, I'm doing this justice thing, I'm doing it, but it is a massive risk. Now, this guy is all ego, and that's because the Emperor's in reverse. This guy is all ego, and he's a divisive dude. I wouldn't be surprised. Somehow, Jeremy Corbyn this year, I don't know why, Jeremy Corbyn. Something to do with Scotland. I have no idea why I'm saying that. I'm just saying that. Gemini on the table. So yeah, Humza Useless is going to have a crappy year. So I'm sorry for my Scottish pals if that is, yeah, bad news. But yeah, he's not gonna he's basically going to be peeing in the wind and making a mess all over himself. He's just no, Scotland, there's going to be something bad happening in Scotland though this year. Some type of natural disaster, unfortunately. Towards from the summer onwards. So yeah, Scotland, I do send my condolences to if Corbyn arrives in Scotland. That's unfortunate. So let's move on. We're going to Wales. I'm going to Welsh Wales. I can't do accents. I'm sorry. Araf, Flo, Borada, Nostar. About it. Crossi Cymraeg. Corbyn, not Corden. James Corden. I know who you meant. I know who you meant. Okay, so let's have a look at Wales. Mark Dripford. He steps down in March. Dear leader, the glorious leader of Wales, Mark Dripford, is leaving. He's a fair, I guess he's at past retirement age. I did read his Wikipedia thing to say he has what do you call it? He has what was it? His wife's just passed last year, I think. So let's do Wales, and we'll do Republic of Ireland. Wales. Waiting for Dripford to go. The High Priestess in reverse. Okay. So you're all kind of waiting. I guess you're waiting for March, which is understandable. Waiting there with the Hanged Man. Doesn't it feel like a long time since Mark Drakeford's been in charge? We have the High Priestess in reverse. So it's interesting that we have the High Priestess in reverse. It does suggest that there is going to be some stories being released about the people who are in charge of Wales. And you're going to be finding out some things about them that you mightn't know right now. The Four of Cups is there's going to be a listening moment, a receptive moment, if you will. It's going to be a bit of a scandal. I like a bit of scandal. We've got the lovers there. I wonder if Corbyn's going to do some kind of like tour of all the Celtic countries. I mean, I don't think he's got the sense to go to Northern Ireland. He might go to the Republic though. My goodness. There's a Queen of Pentacles as well. Interesting. We have got the Gemini cards. So this could well be a unifying moment for you, Wales. This could be an intuitive moment. You are the land of bards and pubs. So there's definitely this kind of unifying moment. The Seven of Swords. Interesting. Because that came out about homes are useless, didn't it? The Queen of Pentacles. I think you're going to get some money spent on you this year. I wonder if this is the government, the British government trying to make amends, or whoever's in power trying to correct some things, because money has been spent. But then we go into very affected and fighting. So like people are arguing around something. You're going to feel like you have been stabbed in the front and betrayed as well. And you have the Magician in there. Somebody is going to be a fixer for you guys. We have the King of Pentacles and the Tower. Okay. The King of Pentacles is there, and to me, that's, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So there's money, finances. I wonder if, and I know this sounds really wild, but I wonder if they're going to try and reopen some coal mines. I don't know if they're going to try and open coal. Well, are we back to England? Are we back with England? No, I don't see that. But I do see some potential coal mines opening. Wealth. You've got to think, when you're talking about a country, and we have had the Queen of Pentacles turn up and the King of Pentacles, and they are elementally to do with the earth. Now, Wales has got a very kind of green agenda, which I can understand. I wonder if it's something to do with power plants, coal mines, power plants, something. And then you want to kind of, there's this wanting to leave, but you can't. So, sorry, Wales. I think there might be some more nationalism rise up this year, more so than any other year. Mainly to do with Dritford. I think there's going to be dissatisfaction, but people will blame it on, possibly potentially blame it on London rather than Cardiff. The Tower there, again, towards the end of next year, there is going to be some kind of natural disaster. Floods. Interestingly enough, if it floods in Wales, it tends to run off the mountains and flood Gloucestershire. I remember I was in Wales, there was a big, massive flood. You're like, boring. And there's a big, massive flood, and it basically flooded like Gloucestershire and all. I forget what year that was. It was 2005, 6, 7, maybe. I had these big floods one summer. But this is right at the end of the year. Hello, Sally, love. This is right at the end of the year. So, I think they are going to do something with coal mines, potentially something to do with mining or energy, but money making, putting more industry into Wales. But that's not going to be coming up till like summer, end of summer, going into the, I nearly said fall then, going into autumn. 2007 was the floods. I remember I was in Wales then. You get loads of roads flooding. Yeah, I used to live in Powys. And there's a road that you go up to Newtown on. I remember part of that flooding one year. And there's snow. Perhaps they'll open their minds to visitors. Oh, God, no. So long as it isn't funded by the Chinese. We've got the Seven of Swords there. Espionage around here, something. Somebody's keeping an eye on something in Wales. The Magician, you've got this energy coming in, this like fixer. And then you've got like the King of Pentacles. So I think it's going to be a proposition. It's going to be their baby to bring like more energy. It might be something to do with green energy, but it's job creation, bringing something to Wales. It could be mines. It could be something else. It could be wind farms. It could be solar farms. It could be, I don't know, a battery factory. But they're trying to create more. They're trying to create more industry. they're trying to create more jobs. Dripford will be well gone by then. Dripford's gone by here. So let us have a look now. Go on to Ireland, and then we are going to do some royal reads, if that's okay with everyone. But we're going to do what you call it? What's it called?